Hey y'all, it's Amelia here from Higher Standards Caregiver Training. Welcome to this week's 10-minute 2-tip Tuesdays. Listen, I had some trouble going live. I'm sorry. So I'm probably posting this a few minutes later than y'all were expecting. If you were hoping to watch live, my apologies. I will get it sorted out for next time. But I still wanted to share with you the important tips that I wanted to go over today. So, okay. Let's jump in here first. As always, please keep in mind this is for educational purposes only. If any of the tips or information that I share with you ever remind you of someone that you work with, someone that you know, someone you love, maybe even yourself, and it makes you think that maybe that person needs to get medical attention from a licensed healthcare provider, then please make sure that you reach out and you get that attention that they need from a licensed healthcare provider, as this is for educational purposes only. Okay, that said, let's get started. We've only got 10 minutes. And today we're going to be talking about two really important tips, both for caregivers to know and for caregiving organizations. We will start out, as always, with the tip for caregivers. So this is a really important topic when it comes to things like injury prevention, wound prevention, even fall prevention, but it's unfortunately not something that many caregivers are often trained on. And that is understanding their client's level of sensation. So, their ability to feel things, basically. There are lots of different types of sensation, different levels of sensation. And of course, there are many different conditions that might cause someone to have limited or no sensation in one or more parts of their body. So I'm thinking about things like folks who've had strokes, certainly folks who have diabetes and might have peripheral neuropathy, kind of a lack of feeling or limited feeling in their feet and even in their hands sometimes. Folks who have spinal cord injuries, just to name a few of the more common clients, the different kind of conditions that you might see that might have limited sensation. So why is this important for caregivers to know? Well, because if a caregiver is working with someone who has limited sensation in one or more parts of their body, the caregiver needs to know about that. Absolutely. In order to help prevent injury from occurring to that area of the body. So a specific example, if a caregiver is working with, say, a stroke survivor who maybe doesn't have good sensation in one half of their body, that caregiver needs to be aware that that sensation on that side is limited, so that while they are doing things like transfers, while they are helping with personal care tasks, even while they're helping with different levels of mobility, they can be aware to keep an eye on that side that has limited sensation. Make sure that nothing on that side is going to be too hot, making sure that nothing sharp is touching that side, making sure that that limb is not getting caught in anything or banged onto anything on accident, because there is limited sensation in that side or those limbs or wherever it is at a very high risk to have an injury occur to that area without the person who lives in that body actually knowing about it. Another great example is maybe someone who has diabetes, has that peripheral neuropathy that I was talking about earlier. Often when someone has diabetes, it can also cause them to have problems with healing. So it's sort of a really terrible combination to have not impaired ability to heal along with impaired sensation. Let's say this person who has diabetes gets a blister from their shoe, they're not aware of it, and then that leads to a wound, an infection, something of that sort. Same thing if this is a person who is not very mobile, maybe they're in bed a lot and they end up with a wound on their heel or a pressure area on their heel that they can't feel. It's much more likely to develop into something that can become infected, that doesn't heal very well, and of course can lead to so many of the really unfortunate amputations of one or multiple limbs that so many folks with diabetes end up having to live with, which we want to prevent. We don't want that to happen. And these things are preventable when we have caregivers who are aware of these issues so that they can make sure to be inspecting skin, to make sure that there aren't areas of pressure where folks might not feel them, etc. So again, just a really, really important thing for caregivers to be aware of for the folks that they're taking care of, to make sure that they can prevent these things like injuries, wounds. And I said falls. When someone doesn't have good feeling in their feet, they can, of course, be at a much higher risk of falling. So important for caregivers to be aware of these things so that they can help prevent those bad things from happening, prevent clients from getting sick, injured, going to the hospital, and most importantly, keep clients living the highest possible quality of life, which is what we all want to do for the people that we serve. Okay, next up, we are moving right along. Oops, I'm sorry, I just hit my microphone. I hope that wasn't really loud. We are moving right along. We're going to be talking about a tip for caregiving organizations. And this one is absolutely essential if you want to meet any of the goals that you have for your organization, whether that is having consistent and predictable growth, whether that is having really high quality, whether that is having consistent expectations and having those expectations actually met, both by you, your caregivers, and your clients. Okay, and it really, the tip all comes down to one word, and that word is consistency. We have to be consistent in any business. We have to be consistent in the kinds of messaging that we're using and the kind of communication that we have in our processes and procedures. But this is even more important in caregiving organizations because, of course, we have to think about our consistency in terms of things like marketing message, in terms of our processes for onboarding clients, for onboarding caregivers, etc. But we also have to think about how consistent we are with things like our quality procedures and our training procedures. Because, just like anything else you've ever done in your life, to do something once is great. It's better than nothing. To do something twice is even better. It's better than nothing. But when we can consistently provide a really high level of training, when we can consistently provide a really high level of communication, when we can consistently provide a really high level of customer service and care, those are the things that really bring us over the top and not only, of course, make our clients' lives a lot better, our caregivers' lives a lot better, but also the lives of the leaders in the organization a lot better because it starts to make everything run more smoothly and eliminate a lot of problems. If consistency is a struggle for you, and let's be honest, it's one of the most important things, but it is absolutely one of the most challenging things to actually do because things come up. You might have 3 or 4 fires to put out today. You might have a new email come in or 3 leads come in and things come up. And so the tasks on your to-do list that you meant to do to be consistent often end up falling by the wayside. So it can be really, really, really difficult to do. But there are good solutions for being consistent to start getting those benefits in your organization for your clients and for your caregivers and for yourself. If you want to learn about some of those, then please join me for my free webinar. It's coming up on September 1st at 10:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. We're going to be going over some really cool stuff. I'm going to show you some awesome tools that you can use to be more consistent in less time and to really, really genuinely increase the experience that everyone who touches your organization is having. And that has some huge benefits. I can't wait to share it with you. So I'm going to go ahead. The link is going to be in the link is in this post where I've also posted this video. Please feel free to click it, check it out. It's a registration link, so it's going to take you directly to the registration page for this event. If you have any problems with that link at all, please let me know, reach out. You can also just reach out to me over LinkedIn, send me a message, give me your, and let me know that you want to be part of the event, and I will make sure and get you registered. Okay, that's it for me today. Thank you so much. My apologies for the technical difficulties, but I still wanted to make sure that this content was getting out to you today. It's such a pleasure to deliver this to you every Tuesday for 10-minute 2-Tip Tuesday. It really is fun for me to do. So until next time, though, I'll see you next week, and take care.